Hey everyone, welcome back to the Dad Quest. It has been a few weeks since I've posted anything at all. I'm temporarily living in California for a few years, and I had some family and friends over, and they take up my guest room, which is exactly where my computer is. So I do want to apologize for anybody who's been waiting for a guide or any help for our Cobbleverse server. But I am back, and today's quest is going to be something for you guys. It's going to be, how do I find loot? And how do I use the global trade system that is on our server? Our servers absolutely exploded in my absence. Maybe because of my absence. I don't know. I'd like to think hopefully not. But we have so many players joining our server all the time now. And one of the common questions is there an auction house? And if so, how do I use it? Well, we're using what's called the GTS. But first things first, I need to tell you guys ways to get items to sell. Now, you guys familiar with Cobbleverse or Minecraft probably don't need to know this information, but it's going to be nice to go over anyway. Our world is a little bit different. I briefly touched on that in the past. We have what's called our home world, which is the world you're going to spawn into. That's going to be for creating your lovely base, as you see in the background here, and my great Torterra garden that you see also in the background there. But it's going to be mostly for your home. This is where you're going to come. You're going to store things. Other people are also going to live in this world. And then we have what's called the loot world. What this does is it's a world that's going to reset monthly. And it's going to reset with a new seed. Now, why do we do this? Well, honestly, our home world is going to be picked clean by people like me that are flying around, going to Poke Centers, going to towns, and just looting everything. And we don't want to be resetting our world where our houses are. So instead, we've created a off-realm area that you can travel to, and you can pick it as clean as you want. You can spend a week straight in there with no sleep, powering through those energy drinks, and absolutely wipe everything out. And it's going to reset a month later, so you can do it again. And on top of it, it's a new seed, so the exploration is absolutely fresh every time. It's really great, and it's a great way to go in there and find items to be able to bring back and sell. Why do I want to sell items, though? Well, I want Poké Dollars, because Poké Dollars in this game is how things function when you're interacting with vendors and when you're interacting with players. Poké Dollars you can get in multiple ways. You can battle trainers, but the most efficient method's probably going to be to sell items. And let me show you how to activate our loot world here. First off, we have one for the new players. You can make it completely out of dirt. It's not the most impressive looking thing in the world, but for anybody brand new to the server, it is a direct portal to get them into the loot world. Now, I do want to make note, you see these two grassy blocks here. That will break your portal. Make sure you are making your portal indoors or covered up or something where the grass will not grow. I can walk up to this thing and my portal will not activate because there are grass blocks. Let's destroy those. We'll put this down. We'll go up with my stick of power. It's just a stick. We're going to right click and boom, we have a portal to the loot world. Now once you've upgraded a little bit and leveled up in the game, you can go ahead and make the same thing out of polished blackstone bricks. This looks much nicer. You don't have to worry about grass growing on it, and therefore it won't break as easy. So now we have two portals to the loot world. Now we can get going. I'm going to jump through there. I'm going to loot everything, so by the time you guys get in here, it's all going to be gone. I'm sorry. No, it's not. I don't need much, as you can see in the lower right corner. I've been doing a good job farming up money, and I've been doing that mainly by going into the loot world, capturing rare Pokemon, looking for rare Pokemon, and selling them, which is where we're going with this video next. You can see I have this nice, shiny Aerodactyl. It's level 1. It's not powerful at all, but it sure looks pretty. Oh, look at that, grass grew. Who would have thought? So, how do I sell this Aerodactyl? Well, we're going to use the GTS, guys. In order to do that, you want to go in and type /GTS. We're going to see a lot of stuff, and that's what we see. Stuff. What's in here? I don't know. Let's check it out. We have some eggs, some Pokemon eggs. Now, on this Ralts egg, I've gone over this in a previous video, but since I'm going over this and it's sitting here, I'll go over it one more time. A little yellow triangle like that means it's perfect stats. Anybody looking to breed a competitive Ralts, Gardevoir, or Gallade, this is your go-to. you want something like this. Now, they're not all going to be like that. You're going to get a Charmander here who's got a few good IVs, and the rest are kind of okay. The reason people like to sell the eggs is because some people are a little picky on who the original trainer is. If you want to be the original trainer of your own Pokemon, go ahead and buy a Poke Egg. We do have a handful of other items people have posted. We have Keystones, we have a Kakuna, and other things. You do have a few options. You can sort through this. If you want to only see Pokemon, go ahead and click the Pokeball. If you want to see only items, go ahead and click the picture of the Assault Vest there. If you need to manage your current listings, click Manage Listings. A lot of it is very self-explanatory, but what is not is selling the items. So, Aerodactyl, how much are you worth, buddy? First, I had to find your fossil out in the wild. Then I had to revive the fossil. Then I had to breed you and sit here mindlessly for what felt like months, if not years. I'm going to sell you for 999 billion Pokédollars. No, I'm not, because there's not a person on this server that has that much. And let's be real, I just want to help the players on the server. That's why I started the YouTube channel to begin with, or part of it. Also to find something I can connect with my kids. So, like I said, Dad Quest. So this quest, we're going to sell Aerodactyl. GTS sell. It's going to give us, do we want to sell an item or do we want to sell a Pokemon? I want to sell a Pokemon. It's in my second slot, so I want to go ahead and click 2. And what would honestly a fair price be for this? Considering we have a lot of new players. You know what? Let's go 250K. I have a lot of money. I don't need a lot, right? So 250K I feel is a fair value for a rare Pokemon. Now, I don't know how many people want an Aerodactyl or will be looking for one, but it'll be there if they want it. Finding what price you should sell an item for is going to greatly be determined by what's currently on the auction house, what people are currently looking for in the game, and how many people are playing. If you have a bunch of new players, nobody's buying this Aerodactyl at that. But if you have a bunch of players that are regulars to the server that have been on for months on end, 250K might be chump change. But we're going to put them on there for 250. So now why do we want to make all this money, though? Well, if you're interacting with vendors and you're interacting with trainers, you're going to be using Pokédollars to do that. And that goes from buying potions to Pokéballs to revives. Anything off the vendor is going to be Pokédollars. But what about the items when you're out there exploring? How do you sell those items? Well, it's very similar. What you want to do is you want to make sure you have it equipped and you're holding on to it in your hand. You're ready to give this thing to the auction guy, even though he's not in front of you. It would be really cool if there was a dude that popped up in front of me and just took it from me, but oh well. We're going to go ahead and we're going to type in GTS sell item. And the way this is going to work, for items, you're going to put the price, just like we did with the Pokemon. I want to sell a full stack of Ender Pearls for 5,000. I have no idea if that's what Ender Pearls are worth or not. There were no Ender Pearls on the market. I don't know if anybody even needs Ender Pearls, but I want to sell an entire stack for 5,000. So next, it wants to know the quantity. How many are we selling? We're going to sell 16 of them. And then the next thing it wants to know is the stack size. We're going to say 16. We want to sell all 16 in one stack. If I wanted to break all of these down into one Ender Pearl at a time, I could say I want to sell 16 of them at 1 per stack. And it's going to go ahead and put as many as it can in. I will tell you right now, we do have the GTS limited to 8 items per person. So that would give you 8 single Ender Pearls that would be going into the auction house. So I'm going to go ahead and click that, and boom, Ender Pearls are in. Now let's say I want diamonds. Everybody needs diamonds. You need diamonds for crafting almost anything. Sell item. I don't know how much to sell diamonds for either. Let's just do 15,000. We want to do 32. And our stack, we want to sell 32 of them. And our stack is going to be, you know what? Let's split it into two stack sizes. So we want 16 per stack size. So now we go GTS, and we can manage our listing, and we can make sure everything was set accurately there. So we can see my Aerodactyl's in there for 250k. He's got really good stats. The only non-perfect stat is his defense. I think 250k is an absolute steal for a shiny Aerodactyl with that stat line. And then we have my Ender Pearls and my 2 stacks of diamonds. That's how you use our GTS. And that's also, by going through these loot portals over here, how you're going to go find items, loot towns, dungeon delve, whatever you want to do, catch rare Pokemon. That's how you're going to go and find the items to then make Pokédollars. And then you're going to find people that want to sell items. Bennett Berg just added a Bunyary to the GTS. It's not really a Pokemon I want, but hey, somebody might. It might be shiny. It might be perfect stats. I'm not entirely certain, but that's the quest I have for you guys today. We're going to call it complete on both of those for the Loot World explanation on how to set that up and what to do once you're in there, and our GTS. If you do have any questions, any concerns, drop a comment. I haven't heard from many people yet. I'd love to start getting some people telling me what they think of these videos. I'm not expecting them to take off and be a mainstream streamer here, but I do want to make these videos, and I'm hoping they're helping you. So just a bit of a reaffirmation, letting me know that, yeah, they helped. Definitely helps give me the motivation to keep plugging away. I do plan on maybe trying to make some videos in the future for other games. Right now I'm playing Path of Exile 2 as well on the side. Since this is a channel that's initially devoted for me and my kid and finding games that I can branch between playing with him and I, that game's not necessarily appropriate for him, but that doesn't mean it's not for your child or you. So that might be a video I cover here in the near future. Keep an eye out for that. Until next time, guys, quest complete. Have a great day. Hope to see you on the server.